Refactoring. What a strange old word. If you've never heard it before, it might be unintuitive somewhat, so I'd like to spend just a few moments reflecting on the meaning of this word. Factoring. Well, where does factoring come from? Well, factoring means in English to divide something up into bits. So I take a prime number and I factor it into its prime components. In the same way, I can think of a piece of code as being factored from the application or the system or the subsystem down into different components and subsystems, and these components and subsystems down into particular little groups and systems of objects, and then thence down to the object level. So I might talk about code being factored in that way, and about the factoring of the code. Now, the reason for using a strange word like factor and refactor, which of course means changing how this code is composed, divided, and where these particular bits and bodies of code live within the object structure, is because design, which you might think might be used to this, is actually an overloaded term in this context. Changing the design might be seen to mean actually changing the specification, what the code is supposed to be doing. Or it might mean actually changing the design of the code in terms of retaining the same function, but a difference in the organisation, the detailed technical design, which means that the specification is identical, but the way it accomplishes it is different. Now, that's why we use factoring and refactoring as a way of describing the changes in the code which are just technical. So it's designing the code, which doesn't mean adding or removing functions or features. This is particularly important for Agile development because we've got automated tests. Automated tests allow us to understand when there's been important changes to the code. Because not every change is important. The automated test set actually represents in some substantial terms, if you're doing Agile properly, what the customer requires at this moment. And you can be confident that if your test suite expresses that correctly, when you refactor code, it's still going to work as well as the old. So, that in a nutshell is why refactoring is used as a term, and its meaning is simply the reorganisation of the technical design of the code without changing the function.